Broadhurst. He's a front-end developer over at Arrive. I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
Yeah, hello, my name's Jennifer Crane. I'm a principal product manager on Alexa.
Hey, I'm Josh Broadhurst. I'm a front-end developer working at Arrive. We also have ParkWhiz as our consumer-facing brand, if you're familiar with that.
Awesome. Today we're going to be sharing a brief overview of the latest and greatest developments around Alexa and dive deeper into what Amazon Pay can bring to your consumers using voice. Many of you may just be starting to think about how to integrate voice into your commerce strategy. Integrating voice into your commerce strategy offers opportunity for an overall better customer experience and engagement. Our hope is that this webinar will bring you some good ideas on what types of Alexa skills you should build to engage with your customers and enhance your business. Also, we will leave with some quick and easy steps to start building your own Alexa skill. In our next webinar, we'll share with you the best ways to design your Alexa skill for monetization skill once you have an idea of what skill you want to build. So stay tuned for that one. Our agenda. Let's go over our agenda today. First, I'd like to share with you how Alexa is enhancing people's lives and how businesses are creating opportunities to reach their customers through Alexa to provide a unique experience. Many brands and businesses are already using Alexa to support a range of customer purchase needs. We'll walk through some real-world examples and have Josh share with us his personal experience developing his Alexa skill. As I mentioned, Josh is a developer with Arrive, the brand that created ParkWhiz Alexa skill to make it easier for you to find and book parking. That's a challenge that I'm sure all of us have faced at one time or another. Well, and then we'll move in to summarize the benefits that both businesses and customers get with Amazon Pay and Alexa. And then before we wrap up with some quick and easy steps and resources for you to start building your Alexa skill. So please please know that these materials will be made available after the presentation, and you can always contact us to discuss your business and its objectives in more detail. So let's get started.
So before we dive into the specifics of how to grow your business with Alexa, let's take a minute to review on how Alexa has evolved, the role that voice technology is playing in customers' lives. As we're all aware, there's been a huge growth in voice-enabled devices. And so let's start thinking about some of the data around Alexa and her growth. At Amazon, you may have heard that we're obsessed with the customer. And our goal is to create the best customer experience possible, and it's no different for Alexa. We believe that voice represents the future for commerce, the future for computing, the future for really how it's going to be involved in people's lives. We're innovating at a rapid pace to make this real, and in a way that really works for businesses like yours. Today, Alexa is available in over 100 million devices across a variety of surfaces. And we've launched things like Alexa for Business to help customers increase productivity while they're at work. And what we want to think about is okay, well, what are some of the ways that we can actually use Alexa in order to modify your business and to help you connect with your customers? By making available in more places, customers can enjoy a seamless and continuous experience wherever they are. But it's definitely still day one. We're still working to figure out how does Alexa actually work within all of these components. We believe that people like you are a critical piece to realizing this and making our customers' lives even better with voice. Alexa constantly improves as more businesses like you build skills to interact with those customers, and the more customers that interact actually help augment and make your skills even better. We want to provide the means for your business to really engage with your customers and assist them as they're going through their entire customer journey. In addition to Alexa being more accessible to customers in more places, the possibilities are that customers can engage with your business to assist them in moments of need has expanded exponentially. So moving on, as we start to think about this, brands and businesses are already working with Alexa to support a wide range of needs. Today, Alexa is able to support customers through their shopping journey, from interest to consideration, to purchase and retention. And for example, Alexa may help customers add products to their cart, or they may help with a reorder, with tracking the order status, with delivering promotions, or providing customer service and offering recommendations. And as you think about your skill, the key is to think about which one of these customer experiences can focus on that specific dimension on Alexa in order to support their journey, so that we're not just replicating what you've done on the web, but really trying to figure out where this should be in a way that actually helps out the customer with their journey. And these are just really the beginning of what's possible on Alexa. So as we really dial into some of these specifics, so some of the specifics here that do involve purchasing, there's really two ways to purchase on Alexa. So depending upon what you're selling, you might be using Amazon Pay, and that's specifically for what we call real-world goods and services. So that's pretty much anything that's like clothing or tickets or reservations, anything along those lines is going to be using Amazon Pay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But some examples of the merchants using to sell real-world goods and services include Regis, the hair salon, the parent company for thousands of hair salons, actually, such as like Supercuts, and they have a skill called Open Salon, and that customers can book their next haircut or appointment. Another one is Atom Tickets, so a customer can actually buy movie tickets on Alexa. And then we'll talk more what you can do with Alexa and Atom Tickets a little bit later. The second way that you can do purchasing on Alexa is for digital purchases, and that is in-skill purchasing. And if you're selling digital products or content, so products that is just going to be consumed digitally on Alexa, then you're going to be using in-skill purchasing. And examples of that are a question of the day, where you offer a trivia question and maybe you charge for that question. Or Big Sky, which provides local hour-by-hour weather forecasts that they charge for. So if it's going to be digital products that's only used on Alexa, it's going to be in-skill purchasing. Pretty much anything else is going to be using Amazon Pay. And let's talk a little bit more about how Amazon Pay works and how we might be able to integrate that in your skill. So our focus today, like I said, is on that Amazon Pay component, and it supports a wide range of functionality. So it's going to help you with different components like one-time purchases, which is probably the majority of these, which is just, if you want to buy a movie ticket as a one-time purchase, or if you want to do another component there. But it also supports subscriptions for real-world goods and services, like maybe you're receiving a monthly box, a delivery box, or a newspaper, if people still do that. And then Amazon Pay can process transactions for immediate purchases, or recurring services. This enables you to charge a customer's Amazon account. If it's on the subscription, you can charge a customer's Amazon account on a regular basis, and usage-based billing without requiring the customer to start a new voice checkout every time. So we do have these two different components that the customer can do. And so we enable your customers to start checkout on your website or mobile app as well. And then purchase via Alexa or vice versa. So if you have the Amazon Pay button on your website, a customer can start the checkout there, and we can actually find that same customer from the website onto the Alexa. And that really just enables you to make a vision come true for actually being able to continuously track that customer. And so we've created for that Amazon Pay buyer ID, and that helps that customer being identified across channels and really personalize the experience for them. So integrating Amazon Pay into your business can actually help the customers and the business. Amazon Pay also provides customers to can also provide you with access to a large base of customers who are already equipped to use the service. The customer doesn't have to do anything differently. Obviously, they're on their Alexa device, so they have an Amazon account, and there's 100 million Alexa-enabled devices. Alexa has hundreds of millions of customers worldwide, and these users are already equipped to transact on Alexa using Amazon Pay. There's no need for them to sign up or to have an additional account, as I said, which means that anyone with an Alexa-enabled device who has bought anything on Amazon.com, like their Echo, is able to use this method to transact. In a recent study, 30% of U.S. consumers indicated that they're likely to buy a product or service using voice in the next 3 years. And so as we think about this, and as you think about your voice strategy, we're getting close to the time where it's to say, all right, well, how do we actually do this so that a customer is able to interact when they want to? And brands or businesses looking to meet their customer needs when they're considering this and voice as part of their commerce efforts. All of this means that using Amazon Pay is going to be a great bet to ensure that your customers can easily and reliably transact on your business. So moving on, when creating a commerce-based skill, so talking a little bit about that, it's critical to really ensure a quality of customer experience. If you're just starting to build a new skill for Alexa, you first and foremost need to ensure that it's a high-quality bar. And there's a lot of different ways to do this, especially trying to make sure that it's applicable for the voice channel. So let's talk about some real examples of published skills built by businesses and developers like you that really enhance that customer's experience. So many businesses today are already using Amazon Pay and Alexa to bring experiences to their customers. So let's look at Adam Tickets as an example here. So Adam Tickets is using Alexa to really facilitate the easiest way to buy movie tickets. They created a skill which enables customers to have a hands-free experience, obviously, through the process of selecting their movie. They can reserve their tickets, find their preferred location, and complete the purchase all through voice. After they're finished with the transactions, the tickets are automatically sent to them via email. By integrating Amazon Pay, Adam Tickets was able to create a unique and seamless ticket purchase experience for their customers. The integration allowed their customers to make the purchase without having to sign into any accounts. The entire flow went end to end relatively easily, where a customer can just say, or ask Adam Tickets what's playing right now, find their movie, check out, and then receive those tickets. Another example is Regis. So Regis Corporation is the parent company for thousands of hair salons, such as Supercuts and Smart Style and Cost Cutters, and they've built a skill called Open Salon Skill. And at this, a customer is able to book the next haircut appointment at a salon near them and purchase their favorite haircut products. So you could say, again, Alexa, tell Open Salon to reorder my shampoo, or what is the next available haircut appointment. It'll then very quickly walk you through all of the components needed in order to actually book this appointment and check you out. And what both of these have done, that's a good example, is really drive down onto what is the experience that the customer is looking to do, and how can they actually utilize that skill in a way that's easier than even web to book to transact. And so now let's hand this over to Josh, who can talk to you a little bit about his experience building the skill for ParkWhiz.
Thanks, Jen. Hi, everyone. This is Josh. I'm a software engineer on the platform team for Arrive. You might be familiar with our consumer-facing brand, ParkWhiz, which lets users find and book parking on a variety of platforms. You can reserve a space ahead of time at discounted rates and skip the parking hunt. My team specifically is responsible for managing our website, our embeddable partner widget, and our Alexa skill. So our Alexa skill was born a little over 2 years ago, and we've been adding improvements ever since. The current focus right now is reducing dialogue turns and optimizing for Alexa automotive devices. We started out trying to replicate our app experience through voice, but we quickly realized that that approach wasn't as smooth as we'd imagined because voice requires different priorities. For example, rather than ask for both a start and an end time, which requires multiple date and time slots when ported to Alexa, let's streamline that flow and just ask for duration. Rather than overwhelm the user by listing out too many results, let's have Alexa recommend the closest spot instead. And finally, instead of forcing users to create and link a ParkWhiz account to enable the Alexa skill, let's switch to use Amazon Pay. So our ParkWhiz skill presents an opportunity for customers to save money and time, because today Americans overpay more than $20 billion for parking and spend on average 17 hours looking for parking per year. We want to alleviate some of that pain for sure. With the ParkWhiz app, customers can save up to 50% from drive-up rates. And we've seen that with ParkWhiz, Alexa, and Amazon Pay, customers can book parking in about 60 seconds, although we've reduced that time even further with some recent improvements. Customers are able to use ParkWhiz with any Alexa-enabled device, including the Echo Auto, or the Alexa app on their phone. And Alexa, Amazon Pay, and ParkWhiz are always going to be available wherever you are. Our company was eager to pursue development of an Alexa skill. It fits with our vision for mobility services, and we view parking as an anchor tenant in the car. We have inventory at about 25,000 parking lots, garages, and other locations in major cities nationwide, and so we wanted to share that knowledge with Alexa. Linking the ParkWhiz skill with Amazon Pay made a lot of sense. Alexa users can use their existing Amazon payment methods to book parking as soon as Alexa suggests a spot, especially for Alexa users in the car, where hands-free interaction is a safety necessity. Being able to quickly and easily book parking is the primary goal. The results have been great so far, integrating Amazon Pay into our skill. So we recently conducted some user experience research at our office in the Chicago area, and users specifically complimented the ease of payment provided by Amazon Pay. You can see on some of the dots on our map here that I created that the majority of our Amazon Pay bookings are in the major city metropolitan areas like Chicago, San Francisco, New York, Seattle, and Denver. So it's been pretty exciting seeing people actually use Amazon Pay with our skill. One user said that they were imagining driving and booking without having to stop and look at their phone. And it tells me this is the address, this is the price, now that's convenience. We were able to fit the Amazon Pay directives into our existing payment and cancellation flows pretty easily without any significant problems. The new automatic user voice prompts that the Amazon Pay Speechlet client provides have also been especially helpful to guide users if there's ever a problem completing a transaction. We've been lucky enough to have close contact with some solutions architects from the Amazon Pay team. Michael Jan, I want to give him a special shout out for all his help and support. And also Nam Nguyen, one of the product managers, and just the whole team at Amazon Pay. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks, Josh. All right, so let's talk about how businesses and customers can both benefit. Integrating Amazon Pay with Alexa creates a good experience for everyone involved. With Amazon Pay, businesses are able to offer the customer a seamless, secure way to make purchases. And businesses with Amazon Pay and Alexa allow your customers to transact through voice while leveraging Amazon's expertise in support and managing e-commerce transactions. So you can start developing on the benefits of a commerce-based Alexa strategy in minutes. You're going to be before you create your first commerce voice skill, you're going to want to think about the high-quality voice experience for customers and really think about a couple of best practices. Having seen the success of many skills, at Amazon, we've created a set of best practices to help guide you in building great skills for your customers. The first thing you want to do is to really keep the skill experience simple and intuitive to use. As Josh said, everything that you can think of as you're thinking about building this for voice is really going to help customers as they move this along. Make sure you limit your offering and sell low complexity, low risk items, and take advantage of the multi-channel connection. So some things might be better done on web, some things might be an ingress from Alexa to start and then move to web. And if you're really pairing this strategy with voice first thinking, and you're using your top customer inquiries as possibly a need, you're to inform your skill and experience, then customers will be able to understand the value of this experience. So overall, keep it simple. You don't want to try to do everything with your skill. Instead, create a seamless customer interaction, and your voice experience, your voice user interface should be simple and easy to interact with. Start with a common task that can be automated and is easy to support using voice. Keep in mind that customers are impatient and so appreciate precise answers to their questions. And it may be beneficial just to make an educated guess for your customer versus having them select various options. An example of a simple skill is reorder. So if you allow your customer to only purchase a previously bought item, or limiting the items that a customer might buy to just your top 5 items, it really keeps the whole process simple. On the limiting your offerings, really less is more. It's okay to create a skill that just does one thing. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the limited scope allows you to test the market, ensure that your skill is the one that a customer wants. And it really is some of the most successful skills on Alexa that just concentrate on facilitating purchases of, like I said, just the top items. Surprisingly, actually, by limiting your options, you're increasing customers' engagement on Alexa by having that focus. Some important things to keep in mind are, A, can you utilize your skill to simplify habitual tasks and purchases? Can Amazon help you leverage your user history after making reorder easier? So how do you remember that customer when they come back to your skill? Or how are you using Amazon Pay buyer ID in order to match that customer's interaction on Alexa with their interaction on the web? And then B, are there new products or special deals that would make sense to feature or to emphasize in your skill and leveraging it as a different way to interact with your customers? If you decide to create a skill oriented towards new purchases, definitely want to start with a small selection that your customers will feel comfortable with buying without needing to see or do more research. For example, bestsellers or promos on well-known items make it easy for a customer to confidently buy through Alexa. Definitely also want to think about the multi-channel interaction. So we spoke about this quite a bit, but enabling your customers to participate with your experience across channels can be a really fantastic way for you to concentrate on monetization and engagement. So while your website can do everything a customer wants, Alexa, as we said, should focus and really think about, for their journey, ways to actually link to other channel experiences. As an example, if you allow Alexa to start the journey by adding customers to cart or creating a wish list, and then they can actually check out on web and mobile, allows them to interact with your skill as they're thinking about it, as they're actually going through their day. And then when they're ready to actually sit down and purchase, they have everything in their cart and all they have to do is check out. So Amazon Pay makes it seamless for you to support all of this and really be wherever your customer wants to shop and wherever your customer wants to interact with your brand, your Alexa skill can be there. When you build this type of multimodal experience, you're able to really combine voice, touch, text, everything all into one to really have a voice-first experience complemented by visuals. So what are the steps to launch? This looks like a little bit of a complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. If you're creating an Alexa skill for monetization, it's very straightforward. There's a couple of accounts you need to set up, and then you're actually going to be building your skill. So the first step is to actually register as a merchant. And so this allows us to know who you are and to be able to pay you for actually each one of these transactions, disperse the funds. And to do this, you would go onto a site called Seller Central, and it would actually also allow you to test in Sandbox once you have your skill set up. The next step is to register as an Alexa developer or an Amazon developer. And to do this, you're going to go to developer.com. Again, all of this information will be available after the webinar. And then the developer console is really where you're going to build your skill. There's everything you have there from training, documentation, there's templates, and all of this information will be to really do what we said. So if you're going to create a reordering skill, this would be where you add the SKUs that the customer can reorder. It's going to be where you're actually sitting up and building the interaction model that goes back and forth between what the customer says and what your backend hears and does the logic there. And so once all of that's done, you would be adding in the Amazon Pay speechlet, and that's just done in the same thing in the developer console. So it would be another component. There's full information on how you would actually add the speechlet into your Alexa skill, and then link that skill with that same Seller Central account. So just talking a little bit about the resources, here are some of the ways to really help you get started. Here's a couple of links, and then it has some instructions on how to build a simple skill. Honestly, you can do it in about 5 to 10 minutes once you're set up with some of these components. And in this module, you'll learn on some of the tools like the developer's console, how to host your skills backend services, and really set it up. And then there's a ton of different skills and demos available on GitHub. To learn more about voice and our latest features, feel free, please visit our blog and type Alexa in the search field.
Well, I also want to thank Jen and Josh for taking the time today, and then thank you to all our listeners. That concludes our session for today. So as we mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, please feel free to contact us through the help menu in Seller Central in your Amazon Pay merchant account if you have any questions. We're here to help, and we'd be happy to support your business in its efforts to leverage Amazon Pay and Alexa skills. And don't forget to look out for our next webinar on how to best design your Alexa skill for monetization with Amazon Pay. We hope this webinar has given you some ideas on the types of skills that can enhance your business. So stay tuned for the next one. Thank you everyone for joining in.